Hey, this topic for today's walk is DeFi. It has been a hot topic in the crypto ecosystem for the last week and a half, and has been the trend of real use case validation and usage, certainly of the Ethereum network in the last 2-3 years, in particular last year. And I've had the reason to do some research and kind of dig into it in the last week, mostly kind of catching up on the yield farming ecosystem. What the heck does yield farming mean? How's it work? What's happening? I think it's a iteration of the area that I spent a lot of time in 2019 exploring, generalized mining. I think it fits into that active network participation investment thesis of showing up with the resources that are going to support an ecosystem, a decentralized protocol network, and providing tangible value into it and earning rewards, or tapping into the token economics, the incentive systems, the game theory of those networks, and participating in a way that generates an income in the format of the token reward, of the mining rewards, however they're articulated, by validating the network, supplying liquidity, hashing, however the format of participation goes, and then understanding those at the technical level, building infrastructure around them. And so yield farming is essentially an incentive model to contribute loan collateral. So submitting DAI into the compound protocol, getting a reward in the form of compound, and as well as an interest rate for those that are borrowing the DAI on the other side. And you can also participate in the borrowing side. So there's lots of activity of collateralizing debt positions on MakerDAI, MakerDAO, bringing the DAI into the compound ecosystem, loaning out the DAI more correctly, earning the compound, using the compound to buy more DAI, and cycle through it more correctly. It's been done in like Tether, which is a little bit scary. So the ecosystem around using stablecoins, particularly dollar-backed or dollar-pegged stablecoins, I think is relatively interesting for low-risk experiment, where it gets off the charts pretty quickly, I think, in the risk category, mostly from a smart contract technical risk. I think we've seen this with the balancer attacks that have happened. If you're loaning or borrowing BAT or another token that isn't explicit, is volatile by its nature, and has smart contract risk and network risk. Not that that's particularly risky, but the contract around it is. You've just created a cascading effect that's pretty scary. So you balance your experiment accordingly, and that's part of the nature of the space and the fun of the space. But it's just wanted to share a little bit about that area that I've explored. I think it fits very well into the overall, what I can still think is generalized mining. Kind of looked at it more now, kind of reframing how I talk about it as active network participation. So whether I show up with servers to run validator nodes and software to run validator nodes, hashing boards in the format of ASICs to hash, or I show up with developers to build, or even better yet, a combination of developers, a use case, actual DApp type applications that we're going to go build, whether they're in supply chain or in marketing tech, or the two areas I'm exploring. Those are active participations of the network that will create value, and then figuring out different ways to participate in the overall creation of value and having a horizontal margin opportunity that we can therefore optimize the margin capture. So that's that continues to be a theme that I'm excited about. If you're in that space and exploring it, I'd love to chat with you. Reach out to me on Twitter. We can have a crypto Twitter chat at Howard Scott J.